Hi, welcome back to another video. Today I got something really special to show. This is a Taykit pocket stove. The stove, trying to figure out how old it is. There's not a lot of information about it. I did find a few stove forums out there, and there's a few comments. And I remember one guy said that he got one in Alaska in the late 40s or 50s, so I'm thinking it's around 1950-ish, so that would be like 70 years old. And this one says, Taykit pocket stove, compact cooking convenience for every outdoor activity. Take along for hunting, fishing, camping, picnics, boating, hiking, traveling. And this one was made in Grand Rapids Travelers Equipment Company, Grand Rapids, Michigan. It says, takes just 1 minute to set up, needs just a few ounces of gasoline, burns for more than 100 minutes with a hot blue flame without priming, pumping, or attention. So, it's really cool. It's pretty small, bit of weight to it, but just a little bit of history about this stove. I had one of these probably 7 or 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And the first one I bought was really, really rough condition, so I ended up just having parts from it. And then about 5 years ago, I bought another one that was complete in good condition, and I used it, and I had a few extra parts. So I ended up selling it, and I regretted it ever since. So I said, if I ever find another one, I'm going to buy it. So on eBay, I just typed in Taykit stove and saved search, so that way if one pops up, you'll get a notification right away. So I don't know, I've had that on the go for probably 3 or 4 years, and 1 or 2 popped up over the years, but they were in bad condition and never had the box. And I remember another one that was not available, but the guy wouldn't ship it to Canada. So finally one popped up, and it was expensive. So it had the box and instructions in really good condition. So I said I'd probably never find another one, so I bought it. And this one came from a seller in Texas. And after a while, I got a message from the seller saying he had another one in the box. And then a little bit after that, someone else was selling one in the box. So they are pretty hard to find, but they are out there. They are difficult. And if you're planning on buying one of these, like, I would suggest if you could get spare parts, like you might find one that's incomplete or just a few parts. Buy that. Even you buy that first, because that way, if you do find a full stove, you got the parts for it. So this one has the box, and here's the manual. If you want to just read any of that, you could just pause the video. It's pretty rare to find the video, and this case is made from Monel, which is, from what I've read, is a nickel alloy and is really tough and strong and hard, resistant to rust and corrosion. And it's quite expensive to make back then. So here's the rest of the manual. If you want to read it, you can just pause it. Or if you have any questions, you can just comment in the video and I'll surely answer them. So I'm going to put that back in the box. So here's how the stove works. Comes in this metal case, probably like 5 inches by 4 inches, I'm guessing. And there's a little logo right here. It's a really nice logo. It says Taykit, a little flame on it. So here's your windscreen right here. Here's the burner part. It has a little funnel and a stopper in it. So how you set this up, you just lay this piece down, like so. Take one side of the case, pop it in here, the other side, pop it in here. Here's your pot support. Hopefully I get this right. I haven't done this in a while. So there's your base right here. So that's how it sets up. So just put that aside for now. So here's your stove itself. This is solid brass. Here's your little stopper. Here's your little funnel. This is a funnel and a stopper. So the way this works is you fill it up right here. This has a little wire on the end of it, and there's a little tiny hole right in the bottom of this coil. So this wire is for dropping in that hole and just making sure there's no debris and the opening is clear. So I already did that earlier. And what you do then, if you want to fill it, you put this stopper, which acts as a funnel, and you take this bottle right here. This is Coleman fuel, and I've already filled it up in case you need to fill it if it's dry and let it sit for a while, so it doesn't, so the wicks don't burn up and you got to get saturated. So you just fill it up like this, and this takes Coleman fuel, white gas. That's all it takes. This will not burn on alcohol or kerosene. I see people have these advertised as alcohol stoves. They are not alcohol stoves. Coleman fuel, that's it. You can burn gas, but if you burn gas, it's sooty. So you put the cap back on and you tighten it. So what you can do is you can hold this in your hands and you can heat it up. And as you heat it up, a few drops of fuel are going to come out of this opening right here and sit in this recessed area, and you just burn that off. And then then you can light it. And when it gets hot, it vaporizes the fuel in the lines. Same idea as a Coleman single burner stove, like a 502, 508, that kind of idea. And you can also take some Coleman fuel and put a few drops on here. But if you use Coleman fuel, it's going to make everything sooty. Like this coil is going to get really dark color, and you need to clean it if you want to keep it looking nice. So what I usually use, I use denatured alcohol. Now in Canada it's called methyl hydrate, but it is denatured alcohol. It's 100% alcohol. This is used for like marine alcohol stoves. And there's no water in this. Don't use rubbing alcohol. Like 50% isopropyl, 70 or 90 is still gonna produce a lot of soot. So what you do, you take put a few drops right in this little recessed area. If a little bit goes on the floor or whatever on the surface, it doesn't really matter. It's going to burn off. So then you light it. It might be tough to see, but you definitely hear it burning. I'm just going to turn the light out. I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay, I'm back. I had to redo that video because I tried priming the stove several times and it would not light. So I went back and examined this hole. There's a tiny hole right here in the coil. So what you would do is you would take this wire and clean this, make sure the wire goes down, because if there's any carbon buildup, it will block off the hole. Now, I thought I had the wire down through there, but I didn't have it down far enough, and it would not light after 3 or 4 times. So it's in there now. So this wire is really thin, so I could not get the wire to go down the opening. So what I had to do is I had to take this little pick right here. It has a little sharp point to it, and I had to push that down there. I had to use a lot of force, so I made the hole a little bit bigger than it should be, which shouldn't be a big deal because it was either that or the stove is useless. So I had to do it anyway. So let's go back through the lighting process again. So fill up with half full, 3/4 full Coleman fuel. Coleman fuel is the only thing you use in it. No alcohol, no kerosene. Coleman fuel. A few drops of denatured alcohol, methyl hydrate on the top. This can drip down over. It's not a big deal. You got to get that. Needs to get hot. So just take this lighter. And light it. All the fuel burned off from right here, so just get the plain jet pumping out through here and it's burning. It was acting a bit strange there now, just because that hole's a bit big. Itself on. So when you lay the stove carefully in here, like that, and that's how that's the setup. Take a kettle, lay it on top here. That's basically how it works. It has no, there's no heat control or anything. It's just full blast all the time. It's like a blowtorch. Part here is the windscreen. I didn't put that on because I don't use it. It's fine if it's finicky to get on. Maybe I will put it on. Turn off the stove. What you do is you pick it up. You just blow it out. And immediately you loosen the cap to relieve the pressure. Like this. I'm going to take this windscreen now. I'm going to try it. You have your tabs like that. You just put it on like that. I'm going to screw the cap back on. Throw a bit more fuel down there. Shouldn't take much now because it's already hot. Make sure that cap is tight. play it back in like that. Yeah, it's working pretty good. I'm gonna try to get a better look at it here. Yeah, it's running pretty good there now. Like I said, there's no, you can't adjust the flame at all. It's just basically use a blowtorch. So actually, take that out. Yeah, like if that hole wasn't, I made that hole too big, so ordinarily it would just be blue flames, but a lot of yellow there now. So I just blew it out. You can still hear it hissing. And you just release the thingy. And that's it. So, yeah, I wish I didn't make that hole so big, but it's still functional. And, maybe I'll find another one someday, just a tank part, and use that. But for now, I'll just leave it as is. I'm not going to use this much anyway. I'm just going to keep it. Just going to stash it away somewhere. Yeah, one more thing that I don't know if I mentioned or not. On some models up here, this pot stand right here. On some, there's a plate right here. A square plate. Is that called a? It's called a heat diffuser. This will be a square plate just right here, and that just concentrates the heat better in one area. Yeah, it's still hot, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. Let it cool off. So that's it. That's the Taykit pocket stove. Probably late 40s, early 50s, I'm guessing. Something really neat too. On the bottom it says the mighty midget of outdoor stoves. Of outdoor convenience, sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I love this stove. There's not a lot of videos about it. There's a few more than there was a few years ago. But most of the videos I see now are Japanese, so I guess it's pretty popular in Japan. Which is strange, being it's 70 odd years old and made in the USA. This one was made in Michigan. I think it was made in Indianapolis too, but I'm not positive. I know I've read that somewhere. But yeah, when it cools down, you just take it all apart and you put it all back in the case. I think it's probably almost cool enough to do it. Yeah, I think it is. So put it back, just take part of the case, drop this piece in. Take your burner. I don't tighten this all the way because I find it leaks. Yeah, it's pretty cool now. Put your funnel / stopper in. Just like that. Windscreen. Drop that in. Your pot support. Lay that in. Take your cover. Snap it together like that. And there you have it. Great stove. These are highly collectible. Very hard to find. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about it, just drop me a comment and I'll get back to you. Have a great day.